since you have had a podcast you've recorded over 1,400 episodes, literally. Since you've done that, is there anything that you have changed along the way? Is there anything that you've learned that you're doing differently? You used to do it one way, but because of 1,400 episodes or somewhere in between, you're now doing it another way that you could point out to us so we learn it sooner.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Yeah, I've made thousands of mistakes. And, so I do want to let you know, right, that there is... First off, this is really important. I think if you were to ask any seasoned podcasting professional and you were to, say, we interviewed 100 top podcasters and we asked them, what's the number one thing that you'd recommend to a new podcaster? Guarantee for playing Family Feud, number one answer on the board is just start. Okay. Listen, I can give you all kinds of stuff that I've learned and I've internalized and I've learned because I've gotten my nose punched in so many times. There are thousands of lessons for you to learn as a podcaster, and you will really only learn. I can tell you, but you are only going to believe me to a certain level. Like, yeah, I've already told you like pretty much all my biggest discoveries, right? And at some level, you're going to listen to it, go, okay, that's that dude's opinion. And, and then there's the stuff that you're going to learn just by doing it. Again, it's the activity knowledge. Do the thing, have the power. Right. So, yeah, I can tell you that for me, creating an amazing guest experience is so often overlooked by most podcasters. The easier you make it for your guest to do a great job, the better your show is going to be. The easier you make it for them, the better prepared they're going to be, and the better they're going to be able to show up. So how can you create a superior experience for your guest? So can you provide them, some helpful information in a way that they want or are willing to learn, right? So when you book to be a guest on my show, I'm going to immediately give you a lot of valuable information about here's exactly who my audience is. Here are the questions I'm going to ask you. Here are some audio video tips you are going to need to know. And I remind them, I said, this is going to be a big opportunity. I have a really good audience, right? My business, my audience are business adults. So I want to get their attention. I want to let them know, hey, don't phone this one in, please, right? Let's create something awesome together, right? I'm also exceptionally generous with my guests, right? And this is going to be controversial, but what I do when I have a guest, I say, listen, it's going to take we're always about 60 days behind, in terms of publishing. So this will air 2 months from now. My team's going to get this promoted out. We're thrilled to do so. But what I'm going to do, you ready for controversy? I am going to give you the Zoom download link of our interview today, and you are welcome to do anything you want with it. You can repurpose it. You can run the whole thing. You can run it in your podcast. You don't have to wait for me. You don't need permission. You don't even need to credit me. So there are some content creators right now hearing me say that, and they're getting itchy skin, right? They're getting hivey right now as I'm talking about that. But it's my content. Oh, get out of here with that, man. It's the people's content, right? So, my opinion is like, man, if I'm going to do this, I want to deliver as much value for as many people as humanly possible. And if my guest wants to, share that ahead of the game, I'm not going to lose any listeners from that. So that's a scarcity mindset. If I'm going to do something, I want it repurposed in 1,000 different ways. And I want lots of other people to get value from my work. And so that's my idea. So, that's another thing. I'll tell you this. I do not do any of my own production. I don't do any of the minutia at all. Listen, as fast as you can get to a point, always be e-mything your business, right? What do you do in your company that you are absolutely the only person that can do that work? For me, being present with my guest, being present, with a business partner or a client and doing, what only I can do. That's all I do in my company. And then I do the, kind of the CEO stuff, right? But I don't get involved. I don't micromanage. I hire really good people. I make investments. I don't try to cheap out on that. There are a lot of ways you can cheap out on podcast production. You can do that if you want. And at the beginning, maybe that's your only option. Okay. But as soon as you can get to a point where you can start bringing in, other leaders, man, is it going to make your life easier? It just really will. Listen, don't get too stressed out on this. Don't give up on your dreams just because I'm telling you need a team around you. Rome wasn't built in a day. I've done every job in my company. And thankfully now today, I only do about 5% of the jobs because I have an amazing team that have far surpassed my ability to do those tasks.